while the military was transporting a batch of deadly biohazard material. One of the containers was accidentally knocked into a river during a rough stretch of road, but the driver never noticed. The next day, 3 kids playing by the river found the mysterious metal barrel inside a drainage tunnel. It was marked asterisk, asterisk, dangerous material, keep away, asterisk, asterisk, but 2 mischievous boys insisted on opening it. Before they could, they spotted a horrifying corpse inside. Terrified, all 3 children ran away. But not long after, the 2 reckless boys returned. They smashed the glass panel, hit the release switch, and opened the barrel. A cloud of toxic gas burst out, leaving them coughing violently before they fled. The deadly gas drifted toward a nearby cemetery. Heavy rain then carried the toxin deep into the graves and nearby crypts, where 2 grave robbers accidentally inhaled it. Meanwhile, the 2 boys who opened the barrel also began showing signs of infection. Their friend Jesse quickly realized something was wrong and guessed they had gone back to the barrel. That night, wearing a gas mask, he secretly returned to inspect it, only to find the lid already open. Looking inside, he came face to face with a hideous zombie. Frightened, Jesse ran for his life. Hiding beside the tunnel entrance, he waited until the zombie reached the edge, then shoved it into the river. As he raced home, he passed the contaminated cemetery. Suddenly, the ground began shaking, and a decayed hand burst through the soil. Jesse fled in terror. Moments later, corpses across the cemetery clawed their way out, fully transformed into zombies. Brenda, who had been waiting nearby for the grave robbers, witnessed the horrifying scene and rushed to warn them. They were still talking about getting rich, unaware the corpse beside them had already come back to life.
Holy Jesus, Ed!
The 2 grave robbers panicked and ran out of the crypt, only to find the entire cemetery overrun by the undead. Having robbed countless tombs, they had never seen anything this horrifying and could only run while praying for God to save them. During their escape, they met up with Brenda, and the 3 fled toward a nearby town. But as soon as they arrived, an armed local mistook them for thieves. No matter how they warned him about the zombies, he refused to believe them until the growls drew closer. The 3 thieves seized the chance to keep running. They stole Jesse's brother-in-law Tom's car, but soon hit a young woman and knocked out the town's communication equipment. Jesse had been about to call the police, but the crash cut off all communications. The 3 hurried out to check on her. The armed resident also rushed over, accusing them of hitting someone and threatening to call the police. Before he could finish, the woman suddenly stood up and bit his head clean off. Realizing she was a zombie, the 3 turned to run, only to find themselves surrounded on all sides. At the critical moment, Jesse's brother-in-law Tom arrived just in time and quickly led everyone into his house. They managed to hold back the zombies for now, but the apocalypse had only just begun. A zombie grabbed Jesse by the hair, and he screamed for help. His sister and brother-in-law rushed over, but the zombie's grip was unbelievably strong and refused to let go. At the critical moment, Tom grabbed a nearby knife and cut off Jesse's hair, finally pulling him to safety. The zombie then began smashing the window and was about to break through. Tom and his girlfriend quickly dragged a heavy cabinet over to block it, temporarily keeping the zombie outside. But more and more zombies gathered, their roars growing louder as they repeatedly slammed into the front door. It was only a matter of time before the house fell. The group immediately decided to leave. To buy everyone time, Tom volunteered to stay behind. Soon the zombies broke through the door and poured into the house. Facing the overwhelming horde, Tom had no chance and turned to run.
Oh, shit!
A zombie tackled Tom from behind, but just as death seemed certain, he accidentally hit the TV remote. A program featuring dancing women suddenly appeared, and to everyone's surprise, the zombies became completely mesmerized, staring at the TV instead of attacking. Tom seized the chance to escape and quickly caught up with the others. The group hid in another house to catch their breath before moving on again. Unbeknownst to them, a strange zombie quietly followed behind. It could imitate human footsteps and move with almost no sound. Brenda suddenly felt a chill down her spine. She turned around and found the zombie right behind her. At the last second, Tom rushed over, swung a shovel with all his strength, and pinned the zombie to the wall, allowing everyone to escape again. After wandering for some time, they found a retired doctor and asked to borrow his car. At first, he refused to give up his new vehicle, but after seeing a huge zombie horde approaching, including the neighbor he had once treated, he realized the danger and handed over the keys. Tom then skillfully weaved through the zombie-filled roads, narrowly avoiding every attack. Jesse was horrified to discover that the friends who had inhaled the gas had also turned into zombies. After a desperate escape, Tom finally shook off the horde. Just when everyone thought they were safe, a zombie silently climbed onto the roof of their car. At that moment, the older grave robber leaned out to vomit from car sickness and came face to face with it. They instantly pulled him back inside and slammed the window shut, accidentally cutting off the zombie's hand. The severed hand fell into the car. Tom immediately swerved hard and finally threw the zombie off the roof. They tossed the hand out the window, but after landing, it actually gave them the middle finger, adding a bizarre moment to the tense escape. During the escape, the two grave robbers who had inhaled the gas earlier were already infected. The group rushed them to a nearby hospital, hoping to save them, but the doctor revealed they no longer had heartbeats and were already on the verge of turning. Refusing to accept it, the female grave robber stole the group's vehicle and drove away with the two infected men, hoping to find another way to save them. On the road, they encountered several auxiliary soldiers. The woman desperately asked for help, but after examining the two men, the soldiers concluded they were carrying a deadly plague and refused to assist. Moments later, the older grave robber, completely transformed, lunged at the soldiers and bit into one soldier's brain. The others immediately opened fire and shot him down. Just when they thought the threat was over, the old man stood back up, terrified. The remaining soldiers fled. The woman could only continue escaping with her boyfriend, but he soon fully transformed and tried to eat her brain. She abandoned the car and hid inside a nearby house, but her mutated boyfriend followed her inside. Surprisingly, he still seemed to retain a trace of consciousness.
Honey, it's only me.
Okay.
Blinded by love, the woman made the tragic decision to sacrifice herself and willingly offered him her head. Meanwhile, Jesse spotted a vehicle speeding toward the hospital and thought rescuers had arrived. He excitedly ran over for help, only to realize the entire vehicle was filled with zombies. Realizing the zombies had evolved much faster than expected, the group knew the hospital was no longer safe. They immediately escaped in an ambulance. On the way, they accidentally hit a zombie, sending it crashing into a billboard, where it was instantly engulfed by electricity. The group suddenly realized electricity was the zombie's fatal weakness. That discovery gave Tom an idea. He decided to lure the entire horde onto a railway bridge and wipe them out with electricity. They quickly found a refrigerated truck at a supermarket, filled it with pig brains as bait, and scattered them along the road to lure the zombies, leading the growing horde toward the railway bridge for their final trap.